see people who did bad things. We want to see them held accountable, right? And there is something of a team aspect to it, right? If your team messes with my team, you have to pay like our people pay if we do something corrupt and illegal. That's important. But look, there's a larger picture here too. It's the nature of the country. And I'm not saying that progressives should be worried about their progressive jackboots who now fill the ranks of the FBI coming after them, because that won't happen. I'm talking about other people. The vast majority of the country are not progressives, right? We have it's maybe 5 million, 6 million zombie progressives, right? Mm-hmm. Outside of that, there are more than 300 million people in this country, and we are heading toward a cliff. And in particular, Julie, we talked before about we think what's going to happen is that they're going to try to put Donald Trump in handcuffs. Mm-hmm. This would certainly be quite an October surprise, and we certainly anticipate Democrats are not just going to fold up for this election, even though everyone is talking about an enormous red wave. It's not like the Democrats are just going to say, yeah, I guess we really screwed up with inflation and an energy crisis. So good luck. Sorry, Republicans, you win. They're going to do something. Will trying to arrest Donald Trump be the heart of this?
Yes, I mean, I think you and I have talked about this. This very well, I believe, will be the October surprise. But I know what you raised to me is that this will sort of foment more mini insurrections that they will call. Right. And they will, again, try to foment unrest. Right. Just like they did in 2020 on the other side. But they're going to say, see, look at these cultists. They don't care if Donald Trump is guilty of conspiracy or obstruction of an official proceeding or starting a coup or any of the ridiculous accusations that they're making. The outrage and uprising on our side will be condemned. Yeah. It will not be reported as justified, which of course it will be. So this will be their next election trick. And you're right. They're not just going to lay down now and say, okay, well, Republicans take the House. I mean, we just saw this week Adam Schiff's amendment related to trying to cover up information coming out of the military. They were improperly used for domestic law enforcement purposes. So they just have so many tricks up their sleeve. You're right. They're not just going to hand the House and Senate over to Republicans. No.
I just can't imagine what this country will look like if they attempt to put handcuffs on a former president, right? At that point, the transition from constitutional republic to third world security state is just too profound. And it's not like they're going to be hiding this, right? Like what went on with January 6th. They will make this as public as possible. Mm-hmm. What they did to Roger Stone, what they did to Peter Navarro, the idea that they're going to try to go after Donald Trump in the same way, this will have profound effects on the fabric of this country.
I believe so too, and it should be. And you know what? Maybe Lee, this will be the moment where people, including Republican leaders who want to bury their head in the sand about what's happening related to January 6th, maybe this will be the wake-up call. If they see the FBI, it's not like they're going to let Donald Trump turn himself in. They are going to make this as theatrical as they possibly can. Right. Furthermore, the charges are complete garbage. Conspiracy to do what? Conspiracy to expose all of the unlawful election practices in numerous states. Obstruction of what official proceeding? I mean, that's such a shaky, actually that is going up to the appellate court in DC. So there could be some movement there. But this is these are bogus charges. It's not like these are serious criminal charges. And so I think that will infuriate people even more. But I have no doubt Matthew Graves, the Biden campaign advisor, married to a far left radical activist in DC who calls Trump white women who voted for Trump racist.
Let's talk about her for a second. Let's talk about Fatima Goss Graves. Can you give us some background? This is the wife of the lead prosecutor against the January 6th defendants. There she is.
Yes, there she is. She is an attorney. She is the head of the National Women's Law Center in Washington, D.C. She's an attorney, extremely bright woman, but she is a far left-wing radical. Her organization was instrumental in pushing for the appointment of Ketanji Brown Jackson. Fine. They are far, far left on abortion rights. In fact, after the Dobbs ruling was leaked, she held a protest outside of the Supreme Court. That's all fine. Back in the day, fine, right? But more than that, she is a very public and virulent critic of Donald Trump, not just of the former president, but of his supporters. She wrote a letter to, I believe it was on CNN, it's linked in my article, condemning white women like me who voted for Donald Trump, accusing us of being racist and supporting the white patriarchy in America. So this is very personal for someone like Fatima Gosgraves, who is married to the prosecutor, who is now rounding up American citizens, sentencing them to jail for parading in the Capitol, and quite frankly, leading to the suicide, let's not forget, of a man named Matthew Perna, who, after he found out Matthew Graves wanted to seek a domestic terrorism enhancement against him for pleading guilty for the obstruction charge, hung himself in his garage at the end of February after being tormented by this DOJ for a year. So this is the sort of thing that this office is doing. And we need to make sure that not just the American people know Matthew Graves' name, but Republicans, and to propel them to do something and rein in, if not shut down, that office altogether.
Well,